Hello friends, today's topic is nutrition in animals. In this topic, we are going to learn components of food, different ways of taking food, digestion in human beings, digestion in grass-eating animals, and feeding and digestion in amoeba. Let us see nutrition in animals. Animals get their food from plants either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. Some animals eat both plants and animals. All organisms, including humans, require food for growth, repairing and functioning of the body. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. Nutrition serves two purposes: provides energy for performing life processes, provides material required for the growth of body. Components of food: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the components of food. All these components of food are complex substances. So they are in complex form. So human beings and other animals take food material inside the body in complex form and convert it into the simple form for the utilization in the body. So carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the components of food required for the growth and regulation of the body. Digestion. So these complex substances cannot be utilized by animals. So these complex substances break down into the simple form. This process is called as a digestion process. Breakdown of complex components of food into simpler substances is called digestion. Different ways of taking food in the body. The mode of taking food into the body is different in different organisms. For example, bees and hummingbirds suck the nectar of plants. Infants of human and many other animals feed on mother's milk. Snakes, like python, swallow the animals they prey upon. Some aquatic animals filter tiny food particles floating nearby and feed upon them. Various modes of feeding in various animals. Name of animal, kind of food and mode of feeding. Snake, kind of food is grass and mode of feeding is chewing. Ant, its kind of food is insect and mode of feeding is scraping. Eagle, kind of food is flesh, mode of feeding is swallowing. Hummingbird, kind of food is nectar and mode of feeding is sucking. Lice, kind of food is blood and mode of feeding is sucking. Mosquito, kind of food is blood and mode of feeding is sucking. Butterfly, kind of food is nectar and mode of feeding is sucking. Housefly, kind of food is decaying matter and mode of feeding is breathing. These are the modes of feeding in different animals. Human digestive system. Digestion in humans takes place in digestive system. Human digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Alimentary canal is a tube with a variable diameter, starts with mouth and ends at anus. Digestive glands consist of salivary gland, liver, pancreas, gallbladder. So these are the glands help for the complete digestion of food material in digestion process. The digestive system is the association of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Mouth. So human digestive system start with mouth. So first step to break down of complex food material into the simple form, food is taken into the body through mouth. The process of taking food in the body is called ingestion. In the mouth, complex food material break down into small pieces by the teeth. This is a mechanical process. Why this process is called as a mechanical process? Because in this process, there is no use of different enzymes for the digestion of food material. This is very simple process. Complex material break down into the small pieces with the help of teeth. So this process is called mechanical process. The mouth has salivary glands which secrete saliva. Saliva break down starch into sugars. The tongue helps to mix the food with saliva and swallow the food. The tongue has taste buds to detect different tastes of food. The different regions of the tongue detect different taste. This region of tongue detects bitter taste. This region of tongue detects sour taste. This region of tongue detects salty taste. And this region, that is the tip of the tongue, detects sweet taste. So these are the different regions to detect the taste of food. Teeth. Teeth help for breakdown of complex material into small pieces. There are 4 types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolar and molar. Incisors. Incisors help cutting and biting the food. Total number of incisors are 8, 4 at lower jaw and 4 at upper jaw. Canines. Canines help in piercing and tearing the food. Total number of canines are 4, 2 at lower jaw and 2 at upper jaw. Premolar and molar help in chewing and grinding the food. Total number of premolar and molar are 20, 10 at lower jaw and 10 at upper jaw. Food pipe or esophagus. Food pipe is a long tube, passes along the neck and chest. It pushes swallowed food down by movement of wall of the food pipe into the stomach. The muscles of food pipe continuously contract and relax. There is a rhythmic contraction and relaxation of muscles helps to push food material into the stomach. Stomach is a thick-walled bag, looks like a flattened U, and it is the widest part of alimentary canal. It receives food from food pipe at one end and open into small intestine at the other end. So one end of stomach is connected to the esophagus and other end is connected to the small intestine. The inner lining of stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. Mucus protects inner lining of the stomach from acidic condition. Hydrochloric acid kills many bacteria that enter along with the food and make the medium in the stomach acidic for the breakdown of protein molecules. The digestive juices break down the proteins into the simpler substances in acidic condition created by hydrochloric acid. Small intestine. The food material present in the stomach push forwarded into the small intestine with the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles. This movement of the muscles is known as a peristaltic movement. Small intestine collect partly digested food material from the stomach. This small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. It receives secretions from liver and pancreas. It also secretes digestive juices. Liver is a reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. It is the largest gland in the body It secretes bile juice that store in a sac-like structure called as the gallbladder. Bile juice play an important role in the digestion of fats. Pancreas. Pancreas is a large cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. The pancreatic juice acts on the carbohydrates, fats and the proteins and changes into the simpler form. So the pancreatic juice and the bile juice stored in the gallbladder collected in the small intestine with the help of common duct. They help for the complete breakdown of complex food material into the simple form. The intestinal juice completes the digestion of starch into glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. So this digested food material has to be absorbed in the blood from small intestine and transported to the different part of the body. The digested food is absorbed by the wall of the small intestine. This process is called absorption. The small intestine has a several finger-like projections called villi. The villi increases surface area for absorption. Each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. The surface of the villi absorbs the digested food material and the absorbed food material transported via blood vessels to different organs of the body. The food material used by body, this is called assimilation. The undigested food then passes into the large intestine. Large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than the small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length. It absorbs water and some salt from the undigested food material. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. Fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. This is called as egestion. The removing of waste material from the large intestine, this process is called as the egestion process. Digestive system converts complex material into the simple form. Carbohydrates converts into glucose. Proteins converts into amino acids and fats converts into fatty acid and glycerol. This is the complete digestion of complex food material into the simple form. Digestion in grass-eating animals. Grass-eating animals like cows, buffaloes quickly swallow the grass and store in the separate part of the stomach called rumen. Here, the food partly digested and is called cud. The cud brought back to the mouth in the small lumps and chewed. This process is called rumination. The chewed food then passes into sac-like structure between the small intestine and large intestine. The cellulose in the grass is digested with the help of some bacteria. Feeding and digestion in amoeba. Amoeba is a microscopic single-celled organism found in pond water. Amoeba has a cell membrane, a rounded dense nucleus, and many small bubble-like vacuoles in its cytoplasm. Amoeba constantly changes its shape and position. It pushes out one or more finger-like projections called pseudopodia or false feet for moving and capture food. Amoeba feeds on some microscopic organisms. When it senses food, it pushes out pseudopodia around the food particles and engulfs it. The food becomes trapped in a food vacuoles. Digestive juices are secreted into food vacuoles. They act on the food and break it down into simpler substances. Gradually, The digested food is absorbed. Absorbed substances are used for growth, maintenance and multiplication of body. The undigested residue of the food is expelled outside by the vacuole. So this is the nutrition in animals, higher animals or unicellular animals.